So massive change for us right now.
Well, for you too.
For me. I'm pregnant.
Hello and welcome to Acts of Wellness, a Swisse Wellness podcast. You've reached your host, Flex Mummy, your unofficial couples therapist. And what I lack in qualifications, I make up for in opinions, and I've got lots of them. So let's get into it. Lovers, get cozy because today we're joined by another iconic Aussie duo to find out how their relationship really works. We'll hear the juicy stories that you won't find on their Instagram as we delve into how they hype each other up and bring each other right back down to earth again. For our first timers, you're going to want to know about Acts of Wellness, aka the 6th new love language that means to love someone in ways that support their health and well-being. The podcast is now in session. Today we're joined by an absolutely iconic duo, best known for serving up looks, unsolicited life advice, or a cheeky glass of wine. They're the big sister energy that everyone needs, whether they're running their cult fashion label Jgr and Stn or hosting their chart-topping podcast. They're always bringing the no-filter vibes to happy hour. Cheers to Australia's favourite babes, Lucy and Nikki. The crowd goes wild.
What did you do?
It feels good to be
blushing.
seen, doesn't it? You're like, true.
That was so nice.
It's so funny because usually when we do intros on our podcast, we do it like when the people aren't in the room. So usually they don't get to hear that kind of really nice stuff.
I know, we might have to change that.
Nice.
Yeah, we don't hide
done for the day.
validation. I'm really into like letting people know how they're affecting me. I don't want to be nonchalant, but I'm also not into like the empty compliment. I want people to know like this is the vibe that you have on me.
Yes.
You have a very calming vibe. Do you know that?
Really?
Yeah, I don't think you'd know that about yourself. But
I've heard chaos in the past, but that's good to know.
See, this is the thing about people who, as another self-described chaotic person, it means like you're good at recognizing your own energy and like you are making a bubble inside yourself, but you're not like pressuring that on other people.
Yeah.
I think we're in a safe space here, you know, like we're used to podcasting, we love you, so it doesn't feel...
Well, when you roll into this setup as well, what could
telling
possibly
you.
go wrong?
I'm telling you.
It's very legit.
Feels right.
Stuff is different. I like it.
I like it too.
So the wild thing about you two knowing each other for a lifetime is that I don't know what that's like. I see you on screen, I see you online, and I'm like, okay, there's a sense of like two peas in a pod, but that can't be it. That can't be it. There's got to be more. So I want to figure out like what has it been like to know each other for how many years?
Oh, well, we met in 2008 or 9.
2009.
2009.
Whoa.
So Nick was 18, I was 19. And we pretty much like became best friends like within a small amount of time.
What was it about each other?
I remember when I first met Nick, I don't know if this is like kind of a bit sick, but there was a job, I'd just gotten a job and there was another spot coming up and it was a 2-man team. So the other person that you work with, you have to like really get along with them because you only work with them. It was in the Red Bull Wings team. So you just drive in the Mini. And we lived in a small country town, so there were only two of the Wings team members. And I just remember when I met Nick, I was like, I almost like in a friendship version, kind of like, it was like love at first sight. Vibes.
This is a soulmate.
I was
She's like,
this
oh my
girl,
God, I like her.
I was like, this girl is so cool.
Wow.
And like weirdly, I don't think Nick even knows this about herself, but she is weirdly confident.
Wow.
And you can kind of tell that when you first meet her.
Really?
Like, you know, she doesn't have like any kind of weird standoffish vibes and she's really friendly, but she's not like in your face over the top. It's just this kind of like perfect energy when you meet her.
babe.
To be seen.
To be seen. First you, now you.
It's going to keep happening. It's what we do here. That's really beautiful.
So yeah, then that's what year is it now? I don't know. How long ago was that? Like 17 years ago?
2025, yeah. Wow, it's longer than... It's so funny because whenever we are asked that question, we always would say like 10 years and then it bumps to 15. So now we can bump probably to 20. Let's round it up.
We'll round it up. Yeah.
And you must have known each other through so many different iterations.
Yeah.
And still been like, yeah, we love each other.
Yeah. I think it's special as well because I feel as though we've been growing at the same speed, which I think with, you know, friendships is amazing because we're kind of like, you know, you obviously grow up, you grow into different things, but like we're kind of doing things at the same time.
Yeah.
And it feels like we've always just been like so supportive of each other's journey and honestly just on each other's journey.
Yeah, literally. And we do always say this as well, something that's so lucky about us, and we were speaking about this like this week on our podcast, is that we're so lucky that like because we are a team, especially from a work sense now, that we don't ever feel like there's no competition. It's like we're working towards the same goal. And we were like, how challenging would it be if we were essentially in this industry competing against each other for things? I would never. It would be so much less enjoyable.
Yeah.
Whereas because we are the same team, it's like we're working together for the same outcome.
And
which
a
is
problem
so much
shared is a problem halved,
Yes.
as they say. So we always feel things less because we're feeling it together.
Yeah.
If one of us is absolutely spiraling, the other one knows that they can't spiral too.
Yeah. It's very rarely
So it's
that
a
Nikki
great
spirals.
seesaw. Oh, but when I
she
do.
does, I'm like weirdly like fully have it
good.
under control.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, which doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's
she's
a weird thing that
absolutely-
we have.
Yeah.
But that's like any partnership, right? Like, you know,
I mean, you'd think, but you don't really see the behind the scenes of most partnerships. I think partners of any kind go out into the world and there's this performance that they do where it's like, we've got to be a united front.
Yeah.
And then it kind of falls apart behind the scenes. But to know that, you're like, no, every step of the way, we understand that we're here for each other. We actually need each other for this to work.
Yeah.
and I think another thing as well that I've really enjoyed about like our friendship and dynamic is like, you know, we are evolving, and there's like, you know, we do have other friends as well. We do have a lot of the same friends. But the thing that we've never like had a period where we are like just working together and like not really talking behind the scenes really. Like we still just have so much fun.
We've
like
done
socially
well at like
together.
separating the two. Not even really separating it. It always flows. But like if we're out on a Friday arvo, you best believe, we are talking about
Boys
who Lucy's
and-
going on a date with.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's like, you know, you keep talking about business. We go, oh, probably not on a Friday arvo.
No, but it's kind
Although
of
we
like,
should.
we still just have so many things to talk about that aren't work. Like we're still
Yes.
like going out and having heaps of fun together. We're still laughing. I would be really worried if it ever got to a point in our relationship where all we had to discuss was work. But that's just not the case for us. And I don't actually ever think it will be the case. Thank God.
That's
Hopefully.
a major key because you hear a lot of horror stories about, you know, close friends being like, let's work together. And then you kind of realize all the flaws or the friction points of the friendship kind of transition over into the business.
Yeah.
But you're saying, no, because we are friends, this is why this works.
Yeah.
Yeah. We always do say, like, even though it was just a job at Red Bull or whatever, we did start working together. So like we had a really strong work ethic where we're kind of like goody two shoes. Like we wanted to do the right thing. We wanted to do good for our jobs. We were both studying together at uni at the same time. So we'd put a lot of effort into like studying together. So I think whilst we were becoming friends, we were also working together. And it's just like that's been ingrained in us since day dot.
I think that like Nick said too, because we have known each other for so long and we've been friends for so long, we were like a decade into our friendship when we did decide to go into business together. So I think we're both fairly intuitive people, and we kind of, you know, we see the same red flags in people and stuff like that. So I think that for us, we have very similar core values. We have the same kind of relationship with money. We're both fair. We're both hard workers.
Honest.
And honest. Like if Nick was really lazy, I would not be able to be business partners with her. We have different strengths and like we have a different like we have different personalities. But I think when you have those same core values in a working relationship, then that's when it will work.
It's risky biz.
Yeah.
It's more chemistry, not compatibility at that point. Where
Yes.
you're like, we vibe. And it's like,
Totally.
but do you work in a way that is going to be harmonious?
Yeah.
Well, what else is happening? What's
Well-
changing your life? What's going on? What's happening right now?
So massive change for us right now.
Well, for you too.
For me. I'm pregnant.
I mean, I was like, is it yoga?
You guys have got the tea right here.
Yeah.
That's making my like, whoa.
I wasn't sure if you were going to say it or not. I was like, I'm not going to make you say it, so you're going to lead on this one
This
yourself.
is major. My heart is beating so warm.
Yeah, very crazy.
Nick's up the duff.
I'm up the duff. And
You're with.
With child. With
I thought you said
child.
who with. I go, with husband.
You're with.
Oh my God, it's so funny because a friend actually announced her pregnancy to me once and I said, who with? And
No, she
was
goes,
like,
who's the father? And the chick was like, I am deeply offended.
anyway.
Yes.
Sick.
So huge,
Feb.
massive
Whoa.
change due in February. So I'm currently 15 weeks. And yeah, I guess before we go into it, I do want to, this is my own personal experience that I'm sharing, and I do understand that everyone goes through very different situations and it's not always black and white. And yeah, I just wanted to preface that before we go on.
How does it feel?
So far I've had a really cruisy run, which has just been amazing. But on the other sense, it was a bit of a shock to find out. I didn't find out till I was 7 weeks. It's a good story, actually. I went
This is a good story.
I went in to get a pap smear, and
I'm also due.
So I got off the pill after we got married. That was always a plan. I'd been on it since I was like 16. My period maybe was what was my normal period. I don't know, because I'd been, having like essentially a fake period.
Years,
yeah. So I just was kind of like tracking it. It was quite irregular. 1 month would just be spotting. 1 month would be 2 days. 1 month would be 5 days late. So it was just like chaotic.
Yeah.
And so when I went to the doctor to get the pap smear, I spoke to her about my cycle and I said, listen, it's been like over 6 months now. It's still a bit higgledy-piggledy. And she's like, it's completely normal. And I actually said to her, I want to freeze my eggs. So I just don't know how to go about that, because you have to like start on your period.
And
so
there's
I was
a whole process and the egg retrieval.
And Lucy
then
had just done that. So I kind of like had a bit of inside knowledge. And anyway, so we did the pap smear and we just kept chatting. And then she was like, I'm just going to get you to pee in the cup. She's like, we just got to rule out all options. She goes, because I'm hearing you and a lot of the symptoms you're saying sound like me, and I didn't find out I was pregnant till 20 weeks. And I was like, no, there's no way. Like, surely not.
Like, she genuinely did not think she was pregnant at all. Like, it wasn't even an option,
no
really.
signs,
Yeah. Pee in a cup, no stress.
Yeah.
All good. I'll do it for you.
And I was like, sweet. And she's like, humour me. And she was such a character. First time I'd ever seen this doctor, Dr. Abigail.
Shout
just
out
like
Even
a
that
random
name.
one. I was like,
bad
I
abs.
was like to my assistant, just any female doctor will do, blah, blah, blah. And then she comes back in and she's like, she sits down, she goes, you're pregnant. And I was like, no. And I had to go and lay back on the on the bed and just have a little moment. And so huge plot twist in life.
Did that feel like life just sped up suddenly?
Yeah, and then it was just the whole question of like, how far along am I, blah, blah, blah. So I had to go in the next day and get an ultrasound, and then they told me I was already 7 weeks. And I was like,
Hello?
Are you in there?
Hi.
But it's so funny because everyone was sort of like, oh my God, that's amazing. Like, how did you tell your partner? How did you tell Lucy? And I was like, well, sometimes it's the people closest to you that see your most vulnerable side. And I just burst into tears.
It was crazy. Like, when she told me she came to pick me up, we had to go to Brisbane for a shoot, and she was picking me up from my house, and it was like,
Bounces
7
out
a.m. in the morning. I'm
morning.
like, morning! Like, I'm, just about to have my first coffee, and I open her car door, and she's just
You know,
like,
as soon as you see someone, as soon as you see your person, and I was just like,
Yeah.
and she just
I
started
need
bawling,
you.
didn't give any context. Like,
couldn't even talk. I was like,
I was like, oh my God, like leapt across the car and gave her a hug. I thought genuinely like there'd been a death in the family or something. And she was like, I'm pregnant. And I was like, oh my God, babe, this is good news.
So thank God.
But, you're just
Thank
still
God.
coming
It's
to
just a
terms
shock.
with it.
It's
and
a shock.
and now like it's been obviously more time, and I've like gone through a lot of motions and just kind of like had to get really comfortable with the idea and just like acceptance. And even just that first phase where like, you don't know what's going to happen. Like, there's so much risk. Like, there always is going to be risk with pregnancy, but it's so isolating because you're still trying to pretend that you're not.
And you can't tell many
like,
people and stuff. Well, you can, but like, you just
all these rules and codes, and you're like, I just got here. This is an advanced curriculum. Like,
and the amount we, like to be social, it was just so difficult because people like my favorite thing is a glass of wine and sashimi. So everyone's like, what's going on with her?
Like every time we'd go out for dinner with anyone, we were away for a weekend with all of our team from our brand. And I was like, babe, they're going to know. Like, it's so weird for me and Nikki to go out with a group of people and me to be drinking and her not. Like, I was like, do you want me to not drink? Then I was like, obviously can't do that. I'm not pregnant.
So they just pour me a glass and then Luce would just slowly finish hers and then take mine.
I'd be like, or like we'd try and order a cocktail. I'd be like, cocktail, and I'd go and like order a mocktail trying to pretend that she was drinking.
It was
and then they'd come back over to the table and be like, who got the mocktail? Who got the alcohol free? And I'm like, way to give it away.
Ops everywhere.
It's very hard to be nonchalant. Once I asked for a cup of tea and they're like, we don't have tea bags, so I've just made you a home brew. I was like, perfect, just put it down.
I mean, beautiful though. Welcome to your new life.
Right?
It's so beautiful to see you in this moment. Like you're in an amazing, not even a transitional stage, you're here.
She's blossoming.
Yes,
it's happening.
Fully that, blooming and blossoming, and it's really
growing
cool
a little
to witness.
Yeah.
It's crazy though, because the day that Nikki went to the doctor, she came back to the office after this appointment, this one where she'd found out she was
Can't
pregnant.
miss those meetings, baby.
Yeah, and
I was like, there we go.
She didn't say anything, but I knew she'd been at the doctor's, but I didn't think that was what was, and I knew Nick was a bit concerned about her fertility just because of being on the pill for so long and, a few other things. And so when she came back, I was like, I can sense something's up. But I wasn't like, I was like, she'll tell me when she's ready. I assumed it was because maybe she'd gotten some bad news around, like egg count or, that kind of a thing. And I was like, she'll talk to me when she's ready. And then we had a weekend and we were both at home and I barely heard from her all weekend, which is like not – sometimes when we have weekends at home, if we're not travelling for work and stuff, we'll just go full hermit mode and she'll hang out with Ollie and I'll do my own thing or whatever. So it's not that out of the ordinary.
Particularly isolating this weekend.
Yeah, and I was like, something's up. I was like, I think we spoke.
Intuition's pinging.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
I was like, she's either gotten some really bad news and I was like, I don't want to pry, but I was like, I was actually close to saying something and I was like, I'm not going to ask her though because Nick's the kind of person.
Intuition though is crazy. Yeah.
You let her tell you things when she's
I'm
ready.
such a classic Pisces. I'm more like cry in the shower and then I'll speak about it later.
Yeah.
Real.
Don't want to prod her.
Real.
And then it was on the Monday that she told me and I was like, I knew something was up. Like I was like, I did not think it was this, but I could just tell something was up. But it's such good news. It's so exciting. And it's like, whether it happens now or in 2 years, like it's gonna
happening.
happen.
You're in it. You're in
When
it.
I was getting the scan and was talking to the lady that was doing the scan and she was like, oh, this is what we call a meant to be. And I was like, oh, don't my heart.
That's the kind of person you want around.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, so true.
It's so wild because in this show we talk about our here life comes moment where, it just feels like at one moment in your life is just throwing you curveball after curveball and it all feels like the worst possible time because we've internalized this idea that things should happen when things feel right. And it's like, what is that? Where does that come from? And not only do we have those experiences, but you think you won't be able to deal with it and then you just do. And you're like, sorry, am I brave? Did I just level up?
Someone said it's like, that whole concept of like, I'm not ready. And they said, well, I'm not ready isn't a feeling, it's actually a decision, which can change the whole dialect. So, mic drop.
Whoa.
I'm in my mama era. I'm just,
she's
I'm being
philosophical.
It's moving through you.
I love that.
It totally is.
Yeah.
And so do you feel like finding out you were pregnant was like that moment for you? Is there something else? Because I feel
Definitely
like
that.
big things happen, like they multiply. It's like it's not just the one thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's, we obviously had so many things planned for the year. Like the month I found out we were home for like 4 days that month. Like we were traveling so much. So I think it just everything felt like very like, how the hell am I going to do this? But I just kind of was like, once I sort of came to terms with it. And luckily, as I said, I have been feeling really good. I've been feeling really energetic. And Lisa was like, well, we'll push out the live show, blah, blah, blah. Like, don't put any pressure. And I go, let's go, baby.
Yeah.
I think
You're
I'm
probably
like,
going to be
let's do
able
it.
to want to do it more before you have the baby anyway, like more flexibility, even though she's going to be like fully up the duff.
I'm going to call it my Rihanna moment and just put the belly on show.
all the time, please.
Yeah.
Don't be modest.
She's going to be the hottest pregnant. Well, you were already pregnant, but like the
stop
hottest bump ever. She's like, babe, I don't know what I'm going to look like then because we're designing some new collections to wear on our tour at the end of the year.
How you feel, like how comfortable you are, like how you fit clothes differently. So I'm
But
like,
you're ready.
She's going to look amazing. I already see it. She's going to be like one of those like really like just, you know, those
everyone
pregnant
needs
people
one
that
of
are
these.
just so
Thanks,
hot.
babe.
Oh, I can just already tell. Like she's going to just be one of those really hot pregnant chicks.
I'm just waiting for the glow doll.
Waiting.
You're glowing.
Glowing.
Pregnancy glow.
So what about you, Luce? What's going on? What's changing your life? But better yet, what's been your here life comes moment? Where you're just like, wow, we have arrived.
I haven't had any like crazy big moments. I'm not pregnant. You have to just have sex to be pregnant. But
I mean,
Well, not really.
I've heard some crazy stories.
yeah. But I think, true. I'll be the first person that gets pregnant by
Lucy, really,
like
are you serious?
the Virgin Mary, the modern day Virgin Mary.
I was like, I knew it.
Honestly, that is something that would happen to me.
Seriously.
But sometimes I do have to like take a moment to like sit down and like reflect on like because things just keep happening like this, like even with our career, for example, like, you know, if we were to like look back 5 years ago on where we are now, like this is like what we worked all of this time to get to. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think because it has happened so incrementally over such a long period of time, we've never had that moment. We've definitely had some big moments, but we've never had that moment like, wow, we actually have arrived at what we've worked all this time for.
Find the time to linger in those nice moments.
Yeah.
You know, like we're always just looking forward, looking ahead, like things just keep passing.
I think sometimes for us, like those really big moments are like our live shows because, you know, you build up an audience over so long and it's all numbers on like a on like a screen, really.
Go more into that because I think a lot of people wouldn't really understand how kind of dissociating it is to know that a lot of people are connecting with you, the real you, but it can also feel one way because you're like, I don't know you like you know me.
Yeah.
Disassociation is a good word for that, I think, because it's funny. Like when we went to Live Golf this year, we were talking about it because we're at Live Golf. It's like predominantly a male audience. Like girls still go to, but there's just a lot more guys. And the amount of guys that came up to us, can I just grab a quick pic with you girls for my girlfriend? She told me to keep an eye out for you. And we were like, whoa.
That's cool.
Like that's the numbers out on, out in the real world. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, like so it's kind of like when you build up an audience and then it's just all numbers and then, you know, like obviously like you have some face-to-face interactions, but then when you like have a show and you see in the flesh like all of those people in real life, it's like, wow. Like,
it literally makes my heart race thinking about it. It's so cool.
It's really cool. And I think, I don't know, I'm not like, we're not like us with our really humble beginnings. We're so humble beginnings. Like it's kind of not like that, but we really are just like two very normal girls that just grew up in small towns and, you know, went to uni together, became best friends and then started this. So it does still feel pretty weird that we have this audience of people that really do like, you know, indulge
like highly
in our
engaged.
life.
Yeah, you're like normal girls having a very abnormal experience. So I think a lot of people can look at your lives and be like, I thought that's how it's going to go for me. Like me and my best friend and we're going to start a business and we're going to travel the world together and the vibes are going to be up. And a lot of people are like, that didn't happen for me, but I see it and it's cool and it's exactly how I thought it was going to be. And so you're giving people this really cool vicarious opportunity to be like, this is another way you can do it. It can work out in this way.
Yeah.
And you mentioned before how you're so used to living in the future of like your life. It's like planning ahead with collections, planning ahead with the live show, planning ahead with launches. And you also mentioned before about how you two have been used to kind of moving at the same pace and having these milestones exist at the same time. And this is a big milestone where you're like, oh, we're doing different things at the moment. And so have you thought much about how like everything changes, but everything kind of stays the same because of how close you are?
Yeah.
It's very magical to see. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's like also life, right? Like, you know, it's not like we were going to like pop babies out on the same day, although that would have been very fun.
I mean,
like in the birthing suite together, like facing each other. No, but
Can't
I
do
think
this alone.
that's just life. And I think when you have, you know, friendships and stuff in your life that are like as long standing as mine and Nick's and that like, you know, have been there the whole time, like you just move through life together.
Just phases.
Yeah, it is just.
Like we did some manifesting the other night.
people.
Sorry, it'd be back in August now for Lionsgate. And I just, you know, coming into this new role and I was like, I really need to be careful of like what energy I'm putting out. Like I was just really, really mindful of it. And so we all did this manifesting night and I was like, you know what girls like, we'll go around and talk about our dreams. And I was like, you know, I just really want to be like enjoying this experience and being positive about it and blah, blah, blah. And Luce goes, babe, our lives aren't going to change that much. We'll still be doing this right now, except you'll be able to be actually having a wine and we'll have Bub right here too.
Literally.
And I was like, oh, I needed that.
But we will,
Wow.
you know. It's just like
Liz can see
nothing
the
really
future.
changes
She's like, we're
unless
just going to have a little plus one
Wow.
when we can.
Wow.
it doesn't have to change that much. Do you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
think we've been very lucky as well. A few of our other best friends all have kids and they have just done it so well.
They've really kind of like been amazing at that. Like they just bring their kids now and, you know, it's changed, but we're still doing the same thing, but the kids are there. It's really nice.
To be honest, I actually think because obviously now Nick's been pregnant for a while and because she hasn't been drinking at all, I feel like it'll be more normal when the baby's here than it is now. I'm like,
wrap it up. Let's get
I
back.
was like, come on, child.
Lucy's like, we need to go for a cocktail.
Auntie LJ needs her drinking partner back. Nah, she's
said
been
to Luce, I
handled
was
it
like-
like a boss.
When we were going to events, I go, babe, I think it might still be pretty fun sober. She goes, babe, you are.
This is good feedback.
And I'm drinking enough for the both of us. So
Perfect.
Hold up, I've got to stop you right there. This might seem unethical during therapy, but did I mention I've got a new book coming out? That's right, lovers. It's called Ask Yourself This, a self-discovery journal like no other, written by yours truly, me. Have a conversation with your subconscious mind using the 190 insightful shadow work prompts included within. Answer the hard questions and face the parts of yourself that feel challenging, contradictory, and even painful. The more you write, the more you reveal. If this sounds like the self-help guide you never knew you needed, then head to the link in the show notes and pre-order it today. Let's be real, whether you have twins, triplets, or a single little human with all the personality of several children, being a parent can come with unexpected challenges. So if you've got a little one, parents, Swisse has got you. Introducing the new Little Swisse Gummies range. Whether it's supporting sleep, nutritional intake, or immune system health, Swisse has got you covered with new Little Swisse Kids Gummies. Always read the label and follow the directions for use. Let's play a game of Never Have I Ever.
Let's
Fun.
do it.
And then get into why we're actually here to talk about your acts of wellness. All right. Never have I ever used a burner account to stalk an ex.
No, I just used my own account.
There's something really bold about that. And when,
I don't stalk exes.
No, she doesn't.
can you
And she's
talk
not
about
lying.
why?
I just don't. I learnt at like a certain, I don't know, it must have been a certain breakup or a certain thing one time that I was like, I just do not like looking at things that make me upset. And
Protect
like
your
I actually
peace.
had one thing like, you know, happen not that long ago. And I knew that it was going to come up on my social media. And so I just like literally like I went out of my way to make sure I didn't see it. Like I like muted people that would be, you know, whatever. And yeah.
She's so good like that. I'm like, I still check in on my ex from years ago.
Just to see.
Just see what's happening.
It's pretty major. Like when you are a deeply intuitive person, you get these little tips and tricks and like, oh, that's going to take me far out. Like
Yeah.
that's going
Yeah.
to give me too much information. It's going to cloud my judgment. And when you can sense that happening, you're like, oh, damn,
Yeah.
I wish I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really, really big on like, I don't like the word boundaries because sometimes I feel like it's like misused, but I'm really, really big on like, I guess it is boundaries with myself to protect my inner peace. Like I don't look for things that will make me upset. I don't
put yourself through it.
Put myself in situations where there could be unnecessary conflict. I'm just like, do what I can to like stay in a good headspace.
Do you know a boundary that I've implemented recently is I don't do closure anymore. I used to be that person who's like, let's talk. And this is any kind of situation, like professional, familial, where you're like, I just want people to understand. I just want to get the last word in because like you drain yourself trying to almost like orchestrate the perfect ending so you feel good. And it's like just regulate by not engaging anymore. It's like, as a reforming oversharer, I'm like, I can't do it. No more. I don't have any more words.
I can understand that. It's like quite exhausting. Or then you just kind of like what really is the closure and why are you owed this particular thing that might not align with the other person?
And what's the real intention behind doing something like that sometimes? Like one of our friends was going through a breakup not long ago and she kept basically being like, I just want this final conversation. I'm like, you want it because you think he's going to change his mind and get back together. And I was like, think about what the real intention is. Be really honest with yourself and be really like realistic about whether or not that could even happen and then make that decision. That comes with a long line of...
A long time of trying to get closure.
A long time of trying to get closure.
This is what wisdom is. I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, how did you get that information? It's like I had to live it out again and again and again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
And also I can imagine you have a similar experience when you know a lot of people are coming to you for advice. You almost want to make sure you are living life fully. So when people come to you like, listen, I've got a story for you. I've got a little bit for you. Now I'm like, I don't have
a learning
any more.
for you.
I've got a learning. Never have I ever smoke bombed a date.
I've not smoke bombed a date, but I'm not really a smoke bombing person. I'm the least flaky person. I'm pretty committed to things, so I see them through. I probably could be a little bit more smoke bomby, to be fair. I've never smoke bombed, but I've definitely had some shocking dates. Yeah.
You didn't smoke bomb.
Tell me.
But you kind of aborted, well, you didn't abort him. You brought him with you to come and meet up with me and all of our friends.
Yeah. Like I was having a date one night that I was kind of like, definitely don't want to go home and shag this bloke. So I was like, let's go and catch up with all of my friends.
Nice.
And that ended up being a really funny date, but that's a story for another day.
Okay. Never have I ever lied to get out of something I agreed to do.
Oh. So it's funny that I just said before that I'm not a flaky person because me and Nikki were really naughty once. Yeah. We have our annual girls' Christmas. All of our girlfriends, we always fly interstate to all be together for this like special event. And one year we had a Jgr and Stn Christmas party the night before. Huge night. And
just couldn't get it together.
So we lied and said someone had broken into our office.
And then we did this big confessional like maybe
like
4 years later. And we called our friends and we go, oh, girls, you know that girl's Christmas that year? And they go, oh my God, we know. We're not idiots.
No, like, we knew you were lying. And we were like, oh, we're here. We made up this whole thing.
I was like, I just have to release
too
the
many
girls.
details.
Yeah.
Too many details.
We overdid it.
Yeah.
And then the
We've
robber
learned from that.
did this. It's like,
The criminal.
I'm pretty sure he was wearing a pink balaclava, but I can't be sure. It may have been orange.
Your first big lie happens.
Yeah.
Never again.
Never have I ever taken revenge on an ex.
Yeah.
Dot.
I've done a few things. I deleted my ex-boyfriend from when I was 21's Instagram account because I still had his login, so I deactivated his whole account.
No, but you got to tell the story. It's because he left his password as I Love Lucy. She was like, idiot.
Yeah, he deserved it. And then when I got cheated on last year, I kept my ex-boyfriend's favourite really ugly jacket and was going to throw it in the canal because I live on the canal. And then I was going to have a burning ceremony with all of my friends and have like a fire.
Beautiful.
But my mum was like, no, this can't happen. This can't happen.
Too seancey.
Okay. So I just ended up throwing it in the bin. I also didn't want to litter in the canal, bad for the environment.
Lucy's like, that jacket's ugly. Me and another girl, it was my boyfriend at the time, but they were pissing us off. And they'd been out all night and she was like, I'm so sick of these boys. And then we were like near their houses. And so we emptied a trash can into his ute tray.
You're good.
Yeah, we were like, woohoo!
That'll get him.
Yeah, it felt right.
Rubbish
Then I was
in your
like,
tray.
oh my God.
Haha.
Yeah, no, it was
I
probably
think
like,
we need more outlets for revenge. There's something there that I'm like, this is really powerful. Let's do our last one, and then I want to get into some party girl wisdom. I just feel like, okay, what do we got here? Never have I ever made up a fake identity at the bar. Fake identity generally.
yeah, we were those Hungry Jack's workers after their Christmas party
that's
that time.
right. Yeah, that was so random.
What?
That was weird.
That was so weird. I don't know why we
I
did
don't know
this.
why we did it either.
But one night we just made up this whole fake facade. We were at Hungry Jack's on Chapel Street in Melbourne.
We're trying to get free burgers. That's so cheap.
Yeah, and we just were pretending to whoever would listen
We
that
said
we were like,
regional managers on our Christmas party, and didn't they know about the Christmas party because
Of
we were meant to
all-
go in.
we didn't choose like, budding celebrities, Paris Hilton's secret best friend. We chose regional managers of Hungry Jack's.
Yes, you big thinkers, babe. Big thinkers.
Literally.
I think it's believable.
It was funny at the time.
Okay, we've covered your Here Life Comes moment, the curveball. We know what that. Now we're going to do our acts of wellness. It's the 6 new love language by Swisse, of course. And basically it's how you are able to love on someone in a way that supports their health and well-being. So it's not like, do you like words of affirmation? Do you like gifts? It's like, how do you really show love in a way that's for them? And I can imagine in the last 17 years of friendship, partnership, all of the ships, that you've had to really learn each other in the subtle ways, right? Or maybe it's not even. But I'm sure there are moments where you're like, girly needs
She's going to
me.
love that. Or,
Yeah.
totally.
So what do you do for each other when the moment arises?
I feel like
We always get a bit shame job when we have to talk about emotional stuff around each other. We're like, shame, I don't want to be nice. No.
You've
be
been doing
nice.
it the whole time though.
Yeah, true.
Well, one thing I probably could do better is like, I'm such a realist with Nick. Like the example she said before, I'm like, oh, you'll be right, babe. The baby will just be here with us, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes,
I need
whilst
that,
it can
though.
be a bit brutal, I think sometimes she does need it because she's very hard on herself with the like, I want to enjoy every moment. I'm like, babe, not every moment of life is going to be bloody hunky-dory.
It
Yeah.
took me like 30 years to realize that though.
I think
That took
me
me a
too.
long time. And I'm like 1 year into that and I'm like, damn, who knew this sooner? I don't know if I could have coped with that information sooner.
Yeah.
I put so much pressure on being present and being like, the whole like concept of like impermanence. I'm like, that kind of freaks me out because this moment right here, right now is going to pass. And I want to like, I don't want to look back on that and be like, oh, wow, I really just kind of skimmed over that. I know. It's a double-edged sword, to be honest.
It's hectic.
But then with that, she puts a lot of pressure on herself to like always be feeling like so perfect in every moment. Not perfect, like so enjoying every moment. And I think as well, do you know where I think as human beings, when you live experiences when you're like growing up and everything, everything next is exciting. You start your own first business. That's the first time you're experiencing it. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. And then you get to a certain age where, you have like lived out a lot of those firsts a lot.
Novelty wears off.
Yeah. So that sometimes it's like a little bit like, we just do as older people have more realistic
I'm
approaches
just
to
such
life.
a sucker for nostalgia.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, remember those days? Like that felt so good. I think one thing for Luce that I love and always encourage is when she is on her routine or like needing her mental health walk, as we call it, or anything. I'm like, you do that, boo, because I know how much that literally changes your whole day, your whole attitude. Like it's so important. And I can tell if she's like been to the gym in the morning. I don't even need to know because I can tell by her text etiquette.
Ooh.
I'm like, baby girl's beaming. She's worked out this
I'm
morning.
a different person. Yeah,
And I'm
Nick's
like,
pretty
get
good.
in the
Like
bag.
if ever I have like a really bad sleep because of my dog, and I wake up a bit later and I'm like, I'm just gonna be into work half an hour late because I
I'm
have
like, let's
to
just
walk.
reschedule it. Go for a walk. Like
Yeah.
enjoy the morning.
get a walk down. So she's very lenient in that respect, which is great. Whereas she's like so good at just like actually sticking to our plans, which.
But I also love, like that's important to me too. And I know how important it is to her. So I'm like, babe, we work for ourselves.
Yeah.
Go for a walk, get a coffee. I'll see you when you get in.
It's really special in any type of relationship to provide ease and to remind the person, like, I'm not the person you come to feel bad about yourself. Like, pick somebody else for that. It's like, I'm going to make your life easier. I think that's a really special thing when you're like, oh, I do want to do that for you. I do want to make sure that you're not feeling obliged to keep a standard that will make you feel some kind of way.
Yeah. And I want us to always value that too. Like that's important to us, like a balance and doing things that kind of like make you feel good.
For sure. I think as well, one thing about like, you know, a thing that I think Nikki has learnt about reading me better and like being a kind of better friend to me, which is like she used to be just very optimistic all the time when I would be like, you know, having a run or whatever.
And like, but babe,
it's
probably the universe like, teaching us a lesson. She's like, shut up.
Just be just on my level and just be like, yeah, babe, that sucks. Rather than being like,
wallow.
Not wallow, but like, rather than always being like, you know, but the glass is half full of silver linings. I'm like, okay, affirmation card. Like, let's just be a little bit more of a realist. And she's actually changed her, I think, like she's adapted with that, which I've like.
Sometimes you don't need solutions. You need like people just to listen.
Yeah. And I'm noticing a really cool thing is like actually hearing when people like hearing what they're saying and not trying to like feel them first.
Yeah.
I feel like when you're
say,
really,
babe, stop being so much of an affirmation card right now and join me on my level. She's like, sorry.
Oh, I feel you. And so let me take that feeling and like make it better. And it's like, no.
When you see, you know, if you see anyone you love going through something hard, you want to try and fix it for them. And I think like becoming an adult, you realize that like, that's not always what people need, or like there's other things that can fix that. Sometimes you just need to be as their friend, literally just that. Funny.
Lucky I do like kids so much, babe.
It's a blessing.
It will make life pretty easy, I think, fun. Like
it makes a big difference.
Yeah,
a huge
fully.
difference.
Like I'm thinking about some of our other friends. I'm like, if you're in business with some of our other friends, not all of them, but some of them, I'm like, the baby would not be coming to meetings, whereas the baby will be at meetings with us.
In the boardroom,
in the boardroom.
I think it's really beautiful because you said before, like, we don't really want to talk about the emotional stuff, but I think you do it so naturally that you don't really realize that a lot of the time when you're just chatting, you are affirming each other, being like, yep, I hear you, I agree, I've seen that, this is what you're good at, this is what you're good at. It's pretty wild. Like,
that's nice.
Every now and then, it's good to have a mirror to be like, whoa, this is special.
It is one of those things though, because I don't naturally have, like, I'm not overly like, I don't send Nikki texts being like, you gorgeous little girl, you honestly light up my world and like thank you so much for being my business partner. And sometimes I feel a bit guilty because I think that's sometimes Nikki's love language, but I'm just like, when I do say something nice, you know that it comes from the heart.
But we always laugh. It's like that meme and it's like with your best friend, like that you haven't hugged in 10 years.
Yes.
Like, but the love is there.
Like when we go and catch up like in a group setting, you see all the girls and everyone's like, oh my God, babe, and they hug. And then we get to each other, we go, hello?
Like a little like shake hands.
Hey, doll.
Yeah, and like it's like, you know that saying, like even how I found out Nikki was pregnant, it's that saying and it's like, you know, your good friend will be the person to bail you out of jail, but your best friend will be the person in jail with you.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's like the same kind of thing. It's like with Nick, all of our other friends got, well, not all of them. Now all of them got like a really like positive, like, I'm pregnant, woo. And I got like bawling her eyes out, so much more realistic.
Like
Lucy
I think and my husband got the OG in the moment vulnerability state, which I think just shows how important they are to me.
And I honestly would prefer this because I'm not great at the old filming moments anyway. So this suits me a lot better. I'd much rather the real moment in the car.
It's perfect.
It works.
Authenticity, doll.
Sorry, gang, I had to cut you off there. You ever had one of those weeks where you're battling fatigue, the sniffles, and a tired brain all rolled into one anti-wellness burrito? It's not fun. Introducing Swisse Ulti-Boost Activated Vitamin B12. These handy tablets contain a bioavailable form of vitamin B12 to relieve fatigue, maintain brain function, and support healthy immune system function. Talk about a triple threat. To all my vegan and veggie friends out there, this one's helpful if you have limited meat or dairy intake. Always read the label and follow the directions for use. What do you think of the things that you've learned over your time existing that you're like, I don't think people know that this is kind of a motto or a mantra that's moving me through life right now, but it's helped?
I mean, I think people know this because we talk about it a lot, but like we are big believers in, you know, routine and
happiness is found in your everyday routine.
It is. And there's like true magic in that.
And I think people think like routine is like up at 5 a.m., you know, like a lot of people, like I personally, I am a morning workout girl. Like that's just my vibe. I love my mornings. And then other friends will be like, oh, I got really bummed because I just keep sleeping in. And I'm like, well, maybe that's probably not your morning routine. Your morning routine might be waking up, popping your slippers on, having a coffee on the balcony in the sun. Like that's cool too. Like your morning routine can be whatever you want it to be, but it's just like how you start your day. Yeah.
I think a big part of like enjoying life as well is like really getting to know yourself and really like thinking like, what are the things that really make me happy, even on like a really like granular level, and how can I try to design my life around that, and what are the things that frustrate me and how do I fix these things? And it's like, that sounds like really obvious, but for example, like my dog is like pretty stressful sometimes, and like when I drive my car, he like sits on my lap and it's really overwhelming, and he's like jumping around the car and doing this and doing that, and then I just get to work so flustered, and it's like I just bought him a little seatbelt, and now, which I actually legally probably should have done from day one, but
who knew they existed? But
yeah, right. Dog seatbelts, and now he just sits comfortably in the back, and it's like problem solved. Do you know what I mean? It's like find the little things in your day, the little things that you like or don't like, and just try and then like make your life fixed by having them in abundance or solving the problem.
That's what I was trying to say about like if you're like, oh, I slept in again. Book Arvo classes. Like, you know, maybe you can go for a walk to your coffee shop in the middle of the lunch day and do like get your outside time then. It's like you can find different ways to make things work.
It's the real hacking element of it.
Yes.
So I think a lot of people want to set
Life
the bar
hacks.
really high to be like, I want a whole life overhaul. I want to be waking up at 5 a.m. I want to be green juicing. I want to be exercising. I want to be doing this. It's like, yeah, you can do all those things, but you have to build up to them. And a lot of the things that make those dreams sustainable are the mundane, everyday things that you're like, wait, who knew that I would need to, you know, genuinely like my life to do things I want to do? It's like, you can't skip it.
Creating habits, and habits are easy to create if you are finding time for them firstly, and secondly, enjoying them.
Yeah. Cliches are cliches for a reason. Once you start really clocking, I was saying the other day, I think that what people don't realize is that everyone around you is trying to give you clues on how to live a beautiful life, but we just don't like the way it sounds. You don't want someone telling you, oh, you just have to be more aware of the things that are making you hate life and adjust them. And you're like, shh, I don't want to hear that. Give me something else. Give me something else. Make it sound lighter. And it's like, it just kind of is. And, you know, I often find that once you understand what works for you, and it's like you never really figure it out, but you're learning as you go, you start to realize, oh, wait, like me being able to be there for other people really requires me to understand what I'm offering myself first. So I think a lot of people are like, wait, if I can just be good to the world, I can use that as proof that I'm okay. And it's like, no, you actually need to be there for yourself first. And then again,
that's when you burn out.
Yeah, fully. And so a big act of wellness I always come back to is like, it's not about like pouring from an empty cup, but like really recognizing that these small acts of like martyrdom, like I'm going to make sure I can be there for someone else and forget myself. It's like you will have to recover from that. Like your body doesn't forget just because you're over it.
Yeah.
But I do think it's really helpful to be like, wait, how am I there for people? And so we talked about your acts of wellness for each other. We talked about like gold standard acts of wellness for anyone listening. But I think there's like a secret third thing, which is when you know that someone is going through a tough time or a difficult situation, how are we actually supporting people, especially when you don't know them that well or you don't really know how to solve their problem, quote unquote?
I think it's not that deep. I think there's so many different ways to help people, like bring them something that you know that they like. Just check in with them. Send a text.
Yeah.
Thinking of you, like weirdly thinking of you heaps this week. I hope everything's well. You know, give me a call or whatever.
You can just send someone a message and just be like, I'm thinking of you. Or, you know, like you can just call someone one day. I'm a big caller, especially to like my close people.
So I guess in summary, if you want to support someone through like a Here Life Comes moment, like be in the moment.
Yeah.
When if you see something, say something.
Yes.
Especially I think as well, like no one ever doesn't appreciate a nice message or a congratulations or a thinking of you. Like no one ever is like, that was really annoying actually. That person just checked in on me. What an idiot. Like no one ever feels like that.
It's the nicest feeling.
So like why
being seen?
Yeah.
Like why do we overthink it?
One thing I'm also noticing before we wrap up is I think you two have been really good at curating a vibe everywhere. And so you're not in a vibe deficit. You're not waiting for the perfect moment to feel good. You're like, this is it.
Yeah.
It's right now.
Right now.
It's very special.
I think sometimes we also just kind of feel so lucky to be on this journey. Do you know what I mean? I think sometimes we still feel like we're like, oh my gosh, you know, like even last night, I had a moment because we've come down to Melbourne to record this and I was like, this is like still epic.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Sick.
I still feel like grateful. Sure, there's days where I'm like, wow, there's a lot happening, I'm a bit stressed. But like we still feel lucky and grateful. And I feel like
We still have the froth.
yeah. As soon as you lose that, that's when you start to just like lose gratitude for like everything that you're doing. And it's like, where do you go from there? Like
We always say this on the podcast, and I'm only saying this because someone commented on our video because we said, what's some of your favourite sayings that we say in the podcast? And they said, frothing to the coffin. And I was like, it's so true.
Fully.
we are frothing to the coffin.
Frothing to the coffin.
That's a big thing in my culture from Ghana. And like they always say, like, if you don't flex, like literally, like you'll die. You have to find a way or a reason to feel good and to like to froth.
Yeah.
It's that deep.
Yeah.
Because and when I say deep, I mean it's important.
It's
because
so important.
in a lot of ways, life won't show that back to you unless you admit it first.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised how many times you bring a vibe and then the whole scene changes and you're like, what? That was hiding here the whole time? Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
I actually have a life coach and we had to do a values test. And for me, the most important value above like everything else is excitement after this test.
That's cool.
And so when I am flat, I do probably bring down the mood a little bit because when I'm flat, people notice because normally
Vibrationally, like
we're
here.
operating at like this really high frequency. So apologies if anyone's ever been around me when I'm not vibing, but
I mean,
but it's kind of like I would way rather always be excited than just be someone that was very nonchalant about life.
okay, sick. So what's coming up next? I mean, I feel like a lot.
Yeah, so we do have our live shows coming up in November.
November and December. So first cab off the rank, Sydney on the 7th of November.
Then
and then we've got Perth.
27th of November. And then Melbourne, 18th of December.
Gorge.
Yeah.
You'll have to come to one, babe.
Done.
It's going to be so
Anywhere.
fun. Special guests are going to be like announced closer to heaps of like music. Like our live shows,
Yeah, what's the vibe?
we were, I feel like in our realm of podcasts, one of the first podcasts to do a live show.
100%.
So we really set an unrealistic expectation of us to ever replicate it without spending a lot of money because it's, you know, we had the Veronicas come out at our first one. You know, it's just like, it's more than just two girls and a microphone on a stage. It's like there's
Bit more of a production.
heaps of crowd interaction, heaps of music, lots of different kind of surprise guests and stuff. So it's going to be really fun.
A full event.
Yeah.
That's the thing. When you
It's
say
a
live
show.
show, you're downplaying it. You're on tour.
Yeah.
We do confetti.
We love confetti. We love a confetti moment.
Like different songs for different guests. Like, you know,
Yeah.
make it a big thing.
And people have to understand you've been to enough parties and events in your life that you know how to throw a good one. Like
Well, it's
that's
funny
it.
because we had like, you know, one of like the biggest touring, I guess, organizations in the world wanted to our show, and we were kind of like, yeah, like indulging in it and going back and forth and looking at the P&Ls and stuff. And we were like, I don't think we want to do it like that. But they're like, well, this is how we tour all of our podcasts. And we were like, okay, well, I don't think that's us.
It's a very bespoke thing, I think, our live shows, because we, truth be told, like honestly don't really make any money on them, because we put all of the money into making the show like really, really high production.
Sick.
Because it's, for us, it's because we are from events and, you know, that whole space, and we've been going to music festivals our whole life. Like if we were to just get up there and sit around, like it would still be fun, but it just wouldn't be what we want. Like we want to put on an epic show. So that's going to be huge. Obviously the baby, little Boobsy.
The little bambino, whatever he or she will be.
I think it's a girl.
You got the vibe?
Yeah. It's the third party girl.
It's like super surreal for me to be sitting just in front of like fellow world makers. Like I'm not sure if you've ever encountered this feeling enough where you're like, oh my goodness, you do it too. Like you've built out this world for yourself where you're like, and like we literally make the clothes that we wear, and we literally construct the conversations we want to have, and you're not stingy.
When you put it that way, Flex.
I know, that's
It's wild. It's like you live in the world, you exist in it, but you're showing people. It's like you can get more from it. You can have a really good time. Like watch us do it. You're not stingy with the way that you share your joy, and it's really cool.
Well, thanks for providing this space for us to even be able to talk like this, because we probably don't do it enough either.
No.
We're digging deep here today.
You got a good energy, Flex. Great energy.
And that brings us to the end of our session. As always, thank you to our lovely audience for listening into Acts of Wellness, a Swisse Wellness podcast. Keep your eyes and your ears peeled for another episode dropping next month. You're not going to want to miss out on our next guests. And if you laughed or cried or texted your ex mid-episode, you're welcome. Until next time, take deep breaths, drink your water, and go share an act of wellness with your partner, therapist, or emotionally unavailable crush today. Acts of Wellness, a Swisse Wellness podcast, would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which this podcast is being recorded, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of the many lands across Australia on which our listeners tune in from today. We pay our respects to elders past and present, and we extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander mob listening. As we record and share this conversation, we honour the rich histories, diverse cultures, and enduring connection First Nations people have to country. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.